So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the upcoming NPC update in Project Zomboid. For those who don't know, the next major update, Build 42, is going to be adding NPCs to the game, but this doesn't exactly mean what a lot of people think it means. Ever since it was announced that the devs are working on NPCs, people have assumed that they're just adding all the NPCs in the next major update, Build 42, but this isn't completely true. Now, I'm not a dev, so I don't know exactly what is and isn't coming in what update, but I can safely assume that human NPCs will not be arriving in Build 42. In Build 42, they'll most likely just be adding livestock animals such as cows, sheep, chickens, and whatever the hell that thing is. But human NPCs probably won't be added until Build 43 or even Build 44, because trying to create a human NPC is much more complex than creating this unholy abomination. So I just wanted to get that out there. And also, as I'm making this video, I just hit 15,000 subscribers, so I just wanted to thank you all so much for this. This is a huge milestone and I wasn't expecting to hit it so early. So yeah, I guess now we're on the road to 20,000, so go down and subscribe. But to get back to the main part of the video, I wanted to talk about when they do add human NPCs into the game, because let's be honest here, animal NPCs are great and all, but what we're really excited for is the human NPCs, because when they're added, they'll completely change the game forever. Now the reason I've gotten so hyped for these NPCs to be added, and the reason I made this video is because I was inspired by a Zomboid lore video that was made by Mavesa, and I definitely recommend checking her video out. But she talks about the first few days of the outbreak, and what really caught my attention is that Louisville and the military checkpoint are still standing within the first few days of you spawning in. But in game, once you spawn in, Louisville and the military checkpoint are already in shambles and are completely overrun with zombies. But once NPCs are added, they could actually make it so that there are no zombies past the military checkpoint. This area that is fenced off would be completely inhabited by living human NPCs that are just going about their daily lives. And I feel like it'd be really cool if instead of this area just being filled with zombies when you travel here, it's instead filled with soldiers that will either tell you to leave or will shoot you if you try to get too close to the fence. So this will make Louisville inaccessible for the first 6 or 7 days of the game until it eventually is overrun by zombies. And for everyone who's gone to Louisville, you probably know about this hole in the fence right outside the army checkpoint. Well, how about for the first week of the game, there is no hole in the fence, but instead once day 7 hits, an event will happen kind of like the helicopter event, where either a massive horde of zombies will come by and break down this part of the fence and overrun the refugee area in the military checkpoint, or a human NPC will drive a truck through the fence in an attempt to get to the refugee area, which in turn will allow the hordes of zombies to come in and overrun Louisville, turning it into the zombie-infested city that we know it as today. And like the helicopter event, this event will be pretty much unavoidable, so you can't go over there and try to save Louisville by drawing the horde of zombies away from the fence, because I already know some goofy Zomboid players will definitely try that. As of right now, the only way you can actually interact with the lore in the game is by listening to the stories told on the radio, but you can never actually go there and see it happening, so adding NPCs can actually allow you to watch and interact with the story in Zomboid, but this doesn't have to be restricted to just a military checkpoint. In the lore, you actually spawn into the world only a couple of days after the outbreak starts, so instead of all the towns being completely abandoned with just a few NPCs here and there, how about in the start there are actually a ton of NPCs all over the place? Obviously there will still be a ton of zombies, so the NPC population will dwindle down very quickly, but it would be very cool to see and would just make sense lore-wise to see dozens of civilians, cops, and military running around town only for a week or two to pass and you could barely find anyone. I remember in one of my playthroughs seeing a few cop cars making a roadblock with a ton of corpses in front of it. There are tons of other scenes like this spread across the map that always hint us towards what happened here, but with NPCs, instead of just seeing the aftermath, we could actually watch it happen and even participate. As you can probably tell, I'm a sucker for games and movies that actually show the downfall of humanity right before the apocalypse. That's why I love World War Z, the beginning of Fear the Walking Dead, and the intro to The Last of Us. Something about seeing life right before everything goes to shit and actually experiencing the world going to hell always captivates me. And I understand doing this would be very ambitious for the devs, and it's probably something that would take years to develop, but if they were able to pull this off, it would cement Project Zomboid as the greatest zombie game of all time. Well, for me at least. And one last thing I want to talk about in this video. So earlier I said that in the first few days of you spawning in, Louisville is still zombie free and inhabited by living people. Well, I feel like it would be really cool if you could actually spawn inside of Louisville and spend the first few days of the game going about normal life and doing whatever. Or you could start stockpiling on weapons and supplies in an attempt to prepare for when the hordes of zombies inevitably break through the military defenses and overrun Louisville. This might not be for everyone, but like I said earlier, I love it when I get to see life right before everything goes to hell, so this would be perfect for me. But again, I will remind everyone that human NPCs are still a ways down the road. So for now, all we can do is hope and just pray that the devs see this video so they can make my wishes come true. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.